All right, good morning, everyone. Nice smile to start the day. So I'll just tell you guys what's on the program for today. I'm going to talk about relationship, emotions, and caregiving work. We all know that our work is emotion work. And we're going to have a break in about 40 minutes, and then we're going to have a guest. We'll have Nympha join us, who has been working in Israel as a caregiver from the Philippines for quite a few years. And she will share her experiences with us, and also will, welcome any of your questions. So this is what we're going to do today. I think that we all understand that our work is all about emotion work, right? We're not truck drivers, we're not technicians, we're in the emotion business. And this is what we have in our toolbox, right? Our personality, our social skills, our abilities to understand people, our willingness to take care of people, and all of those wonderful traits that make us good people, especially the ones that make us want to be better people. And so let's talk about emotions in our care work surroundings. So what is care? The word care has a double meaning. On the one hand, it emphasizes care activities such as bathing, dressing, feeding someone. On the other hand, care is also feelings of concerns, such as caring or affection from the caregiver towards the patient. When we care about someone, we usually feel commitment, responsibility towards him. Well, all of those things are very obvious. Care about someone, we put our our emotional being at risk as well, and we have to be present emotionally as well as physically, right? You can't bathe someone, clean their house, dress someone, smile at them, be attentive without putting ourselves emotionally into that situation, right? We can't be apathetic, we can't be, disconnected. So what is care work? Care work has been defined as work that provides services based on sustained personal interaction and is motivated, at least partially, by concern about others, okay? So our motivation, whatever our personal motivation is, definitely we get paid, so we have a motivation to, better our status as people, our future and so on. But we also have motivation in terms of doing a good job, right? I mean, this is our commitment. Care work involves creating a relationship with the patient and his family. And this is, like we spoke about yesterday, the basis for our work, the relationship that we form with the family and the employer. Relationship is the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. And this is a very important part of the relationship, being connected, right? Interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal relationship is an association between two or more people that may range from fleeting or enduring. Well, in our case, it's an enduring relationship. It's going to be quite a few years, and perhaps and the lifetime of your employer, hopefully. This association may be based on care, solidarity, regular business interaction, or some other type of social commitment. Well, I just want to say, before I continue, is someone have a mic open that kind of makes us all not hear so well? Please close. Thank you. So actually, our commitment here and the kind of relationship that we form with our employer is going to be something very unique. I think we all are familiar with the roles that we have in relationships with our family, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, friends, lovers, husbands, wives, children, with all of those type of relationships, we have some kind of experience because, you know, we grew up in a family, in a society, and we were taught how to respond and how to relate to each one of these individuals in our life cycle. But to have a live in an employer's home is a totally different role. And this is something that you have to be minded about because it's something unique that you're going to be building with the individual employer and his family, okay? And each employer and each family is totally unique. I don't, you know, it's something that is important to be minded about, okay? They're not just going to be your family. Perhaps they will, but they're not your real family, right? And so you have to be minded about what is appropriate, what is inappropriate, at what state of the relationship certain things are more appropriate or less. And it's going to be totally different. And of course, you're being paid. And so that also puts another element into the situation. When you had your previous jobs, went to work, if it was good, if it was bad, at the end of the day, you go home, you relax, and you turn it all off, and you tune into what, you know, your personal life, your family, your friends, your music, whatever it is that you do. But here, it's all day. It's 5-6 days a week, depending on, you know, your off days, perhaps even longer. So this really requires an entire different mindset on how to build this kind of a relationship that is new and unique to you and also to the family and your employer, okay? Could be very good for everybody, but it's different, okay? It's different than any of the experiences that you've had before. Even if you have been a care worker in someone else's home in a different situation in a different country, again, very unique. Each one is different. Meaning and importance of a relationship. Relationships provide the opportunity for 3 key benefits: exchange of support, social engagement, and a sense of worth. Exchange of support, this is very important, right? You're counting on your employer and his family support, right? Everybody needs support. You'll get your support perhaps from friends at home and so on, and also, you know, your own self-worth. But it's very important that you feel that you have the family support and your employers if you need something, right? And social engagement, well, this is your new social engagement. You're going to be there 24/6, perhaps 7, I don't know. And yeah, this is going to be your family, your friends, neighbors, and so on. So you have to make an effort to be out there and to encourage new relationships, new friendships, get to know the person in the store, the person on the street, you know, your neighbors, and so on and so forth. And a sense of worth, everyone needs to feel a sense of worth, right? Everyone needs to feel that they're doing a good job, that they wake up in the morning and it's good to be where you are. And this is something that, you know, you're going to be giving your employer and his family, and also you expect to receive it in return. All major ingredients for a foundation of well-being of both sides of a relationship. Components of a relationship. On the surface, the relationship needs, desires, and abilities. Under the surface of the relationship, expectations, knowledge, and emotions, right? Everyone in this relationship has needs. You have your own needs: to be paid well, to be taken care of, to have your basic, you know, food and medication and shelter and so on, and good relationships. Everybody has those needs, right? And your desires and your abilities. You're strong, you're healthy, and you're there to do a good job with all your good intentions. And of course, under the surface, all relationships have expectations that you don't talk about. There's knowledge that you know, that perhaps you know more, and of course, you know in many aspects about things that perhaps your employer and his family does not. And emotions. Everybody has emotions, right? During the whole process. Life is emotions. On the surface of a relationship, In terms of needs, both caregiver and patient have needs for listening, for attention, for honesty, and for feeling respected, right? Everyone wants to be respected. And desires, both the caregiver and the patient have desires, okay? For listening, for attention, for honesty, for feeling respected. And abilities, both the caregiver and the patient have abilities, okay, to listen, to respect each other. Under the surface of a relationship, as we said, there are expectations. Both the caregiver and the patient have needs to get good treatment, to keep the family involved, and knowledge. Both the caregiver and the patient have knowledge, okay, what is good care in their eyes, and emotions. Both the caregiver and the patient have emotions, okay, both the positive and negative, like empathy, along with longing. You know, you have to be proactive in finding the overlaps or the places where you do share things with your employer and his family. We talked about how different you are from them, different world, different age group, different culture, different everything. And then there's all that emotional part of our lives that is overlapping, okay, that we share the same kind of things. We miss our family, we miss the people that are no longer with us, we have stress, we have, we're happy, we have all of that emotional life that everyone has. And I think that it's very helpful if you seek out, the overlaps of where you can share your emotional life to a certain extent with your employer and his family. And I think that will give you a sense of security and well-being, okay? Because that's how we feel that we're not alone, if we can share our feelings and our emotional life with our surroundings. So the connection between the two layers of a relationship, needs, desires, expectations, knowledge, and emotions and abilities, all of that, both the caregiver and the employer have. So care work is emotional work. Care work is often defined as emotional work. Emotion work can be defined as work that involves emotions that arise, and work that requires to express emotions, okay? It can also be defined as the management of one's own feelings or work done in an effort to maintain a relationship. It is only natural that during the caregiving work, different and varied emotions will arise, both positive, negative. Each emotion is legitimate. Basically, people, you have to understand that you're not going to put your life on hold, okay? And your life will be continuing in a different way and an exciting way, but also will be continuing. And along with life, there's all your emotional, your emotional life and your employer's emotional life. And now it's going to be somehow connected depending on the relationship and, whatever happens to you. And I encourage you to be, how should I say it, creative, to be creative in making the best of the situation that you are in. First of all, you must take care of yourself, okay? Not just physically, to eat, to exercise, to sleep, but also to find ways to, to release your energy, your emotions, and whatever, whatever makes a healthy person. So if you pray, if you exercise, if you sing, if you write stories, whatever, whatever, read books, whatever makes your life richer, do that, because you can't put your life on hold. Just the opposite, take advantage of all this situation in order to enhance your life and make your life richer by meeting different people, being exposed to different cultural events, and whatever else is out there for you. Very important to take care of you. And I stress that our purpose here is to care for the caregiver. And so this is why we want you to understand that, I always use this example when you're on the plane coming here, the stewardess told you to put the oxygen mask on you before you put it on someone else that is disabled next to you. And this is very important. If you are strong and well cared for, then you can do a good job and be that special assistance to your employer and to his family. If you're not in a good emotional, psychological place, then obviously you can't do that. You can't, put yourself at maximum speed in your job and in your caring position. So if you have negative emotions, if you have feelings, if you have bad days, if something happens at home, and share with your family, share with friends. If it's a bigger issue, share with the social worker in the agency, and perhaps with CME, and find ways to, find creative ways to deal with anything and everything that happens in your life. Along with emotion you have towards your patient, remember to be self-compassionate towards yourself, which is what I just said in short. It's important to recognize your emotions, to identify them, and give them space and knowledge. If you feel any negative emotions, do not suppress them. Do not be left alone with your feelings and emotions. You can always find someone to talk to, friends, family, or the agency, okay? And again, it's issues that may arise in your own personal life that maybe you won't find, ways to deal with it. Perhaps it's an issue that in home you dealt with in one specific way, and here it's not possible. So consult with someone, okay? Sometimes you need someone else's perspective to see a situation differently and find solutions. But again, perseverance is a very important quality to adhere to and to encourage. And don't give up before you use all of the resources that are out there for you to solve situation and deal with issues creatively. Tips for creating a good relationship. Be mindful of how you start a conversation. Smile. Smile a lot. Ask questions, right? If you smile and ask questions, you can't go wrong. Ask open questions. Use the I statement, which means present yourself into the situation, right? And take responsibility for what you feel and what you think. Be specific in the message that you want to transfer. Short sentences, specific messages. Look a person in the eye, smile. Give others the attitude that you want to receive. I think that all cultures, go by that rule. If you give others the attitude that you want to receive, should be no problem. So I invite you to talk a little bit. We have a relatively small group this morning that got up and joined us, so we can be a little bit more relaxed and share. So what are your expectations from the relationship with your patient and his family? What do you think your patient's expectations are from you? What feelings do you think may arise during caregiving work? And how do you usually express feelings? How do feelings in general? How do you feel about your work? What do you think about it? I just want to say that in the previous presentations, we talked about Israelis being straightforward and perhaps seeming to be aggressive. But I have news for you. In spite of the fact that people may say what they think, in terms of feelings, I don't think people are very open about feelings in any culture unless there is a basis of a trust relationship. So again, I go back to saying that trust relationships and emotional basis for relationships is what it's all about. So yes, please comment, share, ask questions. Would anyone like to begin? very quiet today. Everyone's half asleep.
Hi, everyone. May I ask what made you choose the field, choose the work of caregiving? Did you take care of, I don't know, you spoke about it on your meeting, first meeting? Sarah? Everyone?
Not specifically. Good question.
Right. So I'm very curious. Did you take care of a family member?
Most people responded that this is their first time, or they didn't share about, other experiences.
I see. Okay, so now I'm even more curious. What made you come here? Carlos? Elbe? Elbe?
You have to turn your mic on.
Your mic is up. Yes.
Yes, shalom.
Hello,
Boker
good
tov.
morning. Boker tov.
Based on my experience, relation about my patient, before I want to talk with her, I give him a smile, and then I observe her before I do make a conversation for her. First, as a caregiver, uh, you have love or you have passion to your work and how you handle your patient during duty time. And um, I observe her moody if he is in the stage of anger, lonely, or in a good mood to begin to communicate me, to to listen what is concern or her concern. And I am I s- I take up for caregiving course because I was felt as before I want to be a nurse, but because of this financial situation, the opportunity that it has give uh, caregiving course is only taking up 1 year to 6 months or 6 months to 1 year. Since Israel is my first opportunity and my first real uh, caregiving uh, worker. Sorry, ma'am, I cannot express what I want to express. That has in my heart and in my mind. But honestly, I love him caregiver works. I want to care. I want to help those disabled person or able person to do their daily routine in life. To be able to do what before they want to do as a what you call this one before their early stage they are able to do what they are want to do uh, in their house and they can work, but because they are elder now, they need help for the caregiver. I don't want that because they are elder, they are not able what they want in before when they are in the stage of younger days. I want to help them. Ma'am, sorry, I cannot express what because I'm not fluent in English, but in my heart, my mind, I want to do to love as a caregiver.
You
That's all.
expressed everything very well and very clearly.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you to that.
So I will say that your employer will be very lucky that you have this big desire to, to care, and you have your whole heart and soul involved. And I'm sure it's going to work out very well for you. So you answered Anat's question in full. What made you come? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Carlos. That's nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And Des, can see that you raised your hand.
We can't hear you, Des. Turn your mic on.
I'm already here in my employer.
Oh,
I
good.
just got upstairs. I told them that we have a meeting.
Where are
Caregiving.
you?
I'm in my room.
Yes,
this is
but
my
where?
room.
What city are you in?
I'm in Bialik, Gedera.
Good place. Okay.
Yeah. Caregiver. I like caregiving because I know I can provide the care and the love that my patient will have, because for 5 years in the Philippines, I don't have a work. I'm the one who took care of my mother-in-law, who has a lung cancer patient before and until he passed away year 2019. The good thing about is I'm glad to say that I'm in good hands with my employer. But this is an adjustment period. I hope that in a week I can get her, what do you call this? Heart, because because her husband says that I came here not for her, but for him. He doesn't want a caregiver.
Difficult
Yes.
situation.
Yes. She doesn't want a caregiver. At first, he don't want to take a shower with me. She doesn't want me to touch her. But I was happy last Sunday night. He let me. He let
Okay.
me. And then I know that my patient or my patient is a good woman. Why? Because she's a social worker for 35 years. So I'm so glad. Yes. So I'm so glad that I'm in good hands. And the family said that he have to walk upstairs or 10 times a day. But at first I was really, until now, I hope I could make it easy. I could make her obey me, because it's important for her to have exercise. And I'm afraid to say that because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. She still have resistance. But I was so happy today. That's why I want to share it with you. That I want to share it with you because I have an alarm on my phone that I have to take her upstairs. It's cold outside. We can't go outside the park because it's cold. It's very cold. So I have a phone alarm on my phone that every 1 hour we have to take upstairs. And I'm so glad because we were just doing the house. Her husband was out. He listened to me. Yesterday at first I told her, Mom, let's go upstairs. He was agitated, but he followed. And this morning, when I said that, Mom, can we go out? Can we go up every one upstairs? We have to go up one time every hour. And he said yes, and he did. And she did. And I'm so happy that he followed me now.
Wow, Diaz, so you have quite a job. But can I share something with you? You
Yes.
know, the fact that you told me that she was a social worker,
Yes, ma'am.
then I will tell you something about social workers. So very often people that are in the care business or the giving business, they devote their whole life to giving and they have a very hard time receiving. Okay.
Yes.
They have a hard time receiving, harder than just take it for yourself, because hopefully one day you will be older and
Yeah.
perhaps you also will need help.
Yes.
And all of our life, we need other people to allow us to help us as well, right? So perhaps this is a situation that may help you to think of how hard it is for people that devote their life to helping others, how sometimes it's difficult to receive help. But on
Yes.
the other hand, people that devote their life to helping others, like all of us here, um, we have a special sensitivity to communicating on an emotional base. Okay, so this is what we're talking about here. So if we present ourselves on a true, on a true level of, feelings, and if you have an honest and open willingness to take part in a person's, interaction with another person, they catch up on that and they respond to that. And I think that, because this is our work, this is a tool
Yes.
that we sharpen most of our lives, so we basically
Yes.
know how to use that. And feelings is something that doesn't go away even when your body changes and sometimes your brain changes and everything else changes. Our feelings, they basically stay the same till the end. So I think you're going to be doing a very good job, and you
Thank
have
you.
the emotional tools to work with this woman. And good for you. Good for you for
Yes.
sharing.
Thank you. Tadaraba.
All right. Anat, you want to say something?
No, I was clapping. Yeah, it's because you need to have a need to persist to keep on going.
Yeah.
It will be hard and she may not want to and it will be harder. So then you may have to try to do
Don't
like
trust
one
him.
at a time. Yeah, don't rush it, but it's wonderful.
Doctors, nurses, social workers, psychologists, they're the hardest ones to be able to receive help when they need it,
Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
hardest customers for us.
Yes. I'm happy because she allowed me to go with him in the
Right.
comfort room already and take her shower.
You'll
Because
you'll be there soon.
one time there also another caregiver who came here to take her to the shower, and then he told me that no, you go out, you go out, you go out, you go downstairs, don't go near me, don't touch me. And then the good thing about it is, yes, but now yesterday and now she allowed me now to go with her in the shower. So I'm so happy that she's responding on me.
That's
Good.
wonderful. Yeah, she's getting used to you and more comfortable with you, around you,
Yeah.
and let you get closer. That's wonderful.
Thank
Would
you.
anyone else like to share questions, story, dilemma?
All right. So thank you, Des. And Sarah, please.
Okay. I think we're going to take a 5-minute break. And when we return, Nympha will join us and we'll hear about her experience. And if you have any questions for her, please welcome.
Thank you,
Okay.
everyone. We'll be back in 5.
5 minutes, everyone.